Now, I honestly didn't think that I would have to make this video anytime soon. It feels kind of heartbreaking a little bit that this journey has come to an end. At least for this chapter. There's still going to be more chapters, and I can assure you that this is not the end of everything, but it is definitely the closure of one chapter. And with that said, I just want to talk about, some of my favorite memories with this game, and even just check out, where I started the game, my beach, the beach I started on way back in 2021, and everything we've been through, and why I really love this game, and the community we built around it. It means a lot to me. It's even hard for me to grab words right now, to be honest. I don't want to script this because I want it to be super raw. And, this game was something special. It gave me something special. Four years of memories. 4 years of friends and connections. And it even gave me a job. That is something I can never, ever be thankful for more than enough. I can't even say my words straight. It's just word after word. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. It's just the music world, the experiences, the PvP, the connections, the raw, authentic moments you had, moment to moment. Yeah, the game had its downs, 100%. Any game does. But the game also had its highlights, its shining moments. And as a community, we came together and we really showed how much we love this game. I don't think there's any game like this on the market, at least not for a long time. There's nothing that compares to New World in the slightest. I want to make that very clear. We are losing something very special, and that saddens me a lot. And I hope that corporate Amazon greed realizes the mistake they've made, that I will no longer support Amazon products in ever. And I hope, that together as a community, we can stand up and find a new home. I do want to talk about my options, as that I think is very important. That this is not the end. This is just the closing of one chapter. And I want to just quickly go over to this, area over here. My starting beach, if you guys didn't know, back in 2021. I love that settlement music. I started on the Monarch's Bluff beach. That's not actually the storyline, or this was before the MSQ rework. This wasn't actually the starting town I decided to start with, though. I actually started and wanted to go to Windsor to meet up with friends back at launch. If you guys didn't know, I didn't take the game seriously back at launch. I wasn't a content creator. I was more of a casual. Shroud, I was watching Shroud, and he got me into the game. And in a way, Shroud was the one that helped me get to where I am, in the extent that if I didn't watch him play this game and decide to buy it, then this would have never happened. So I'm very thankful for that interaction. Then I'm very thankful for every interaction after, as I just kept building connections, and enjoying the world for what it was. It's just such a beautiful world, and it really is a shame and saddens me that we're gonna see it go, and that it's the end of content updates and things like that. And how far this game has come, it's come a long way, and it really was in its shining moments in the Not Haven release. And it's sad that just 2 weeks later it's coming to an end. And again, all the memories, all the connections, most importantly, all of you guys, it means a lot. It really does mean a lot, and it's hard for me to express the words because it's hard for me to get the words, but this whole journey has really been something special, and it's forever gonna be, I think, a solid part of me. Even though it feels like that part of me is left, I think it's still there in terms of the memories and the connections, and most importantly, you guys, the community. And I hope together we stick together going forward, when we find a new home. Now this starting beach got reworked. I forgot they did this, but this was originally where I started my New World experience. Right here at the Monarch's Beach, man. and I ran across the Windswood because I wanted to start over there. I wanted to actually start over there, but back then you couldn't choose your spawn, and you had 5 different spawn locations. You were either First Light before it was Elysian. You had the Cutlass Key starting beach for memory, which I think was somewhere down here. You had the, again, Monarch's Windswood starting beach, which was over here. And then you also had the Everfull starting beach as well, which was over here. So you had, 5 options, and you all split up from your mates, and you ran together. And, man, launch was hectic. Launch was also obviously partially why the game didn't reach its true potential until now. I do think the game would be in a different case if it released today in its state, but then again, you have to think about it like this: would the game be like it is now if it didn't go through those troubles it had and those learning experiences, and most importantly, the players building up the game? And I think that's just a test of time that I think we would have been here no matter what, and I'm thankful for that. I think I would have it no other way. I really wouldn't have it any other way. And it's really hard for me to say goodbye to this game. I hope there's a chance that there's a way we can make the game have a living memory, but it does seem like in the fall of 26, maybe start of 27, that the game will officially be sunset, and throughout the rest of 2026 there will be no content updates, and that does sadden me a little bit, but at the same time, at least we can, have a little bit more time just to remember everything and reminisce. Now, that said, of course, I'm not going to be making much content on the game anymore thereafter this video. That just doesn't really make logical sense for me. And I'm sure you guys understand that. I'm sure you guys also, don't maybe want to invest all your time in this game anymore and just, find something new. And that's another goal of this video, is to talk about my plans and what's my pivot angle pretty much. And, I don't want to lie. That's what I need to do as a creator. And where do we go from here? And I want to throw a few ideas into my head and also into your head. And there's a few games out there. There really is. So the first one is Where Winds Meet. This is effectively a free-to-play action combat RPG with in-game PvE and PvP. It has 30v30 GVG, 5v5 arenas, 3v3 arenas, and 1v1 arenas. Has a full in-game system with trading, professions, and raiding and dungeons as well for PvE friends. So I'm pretty excited about this. It also has full co-op, a full campaign, and everything as well. And it has, I think, 8 different weapons you can choose from, as well as magical arts or like martial arts or something like that. It looks like a really promising game. Obviously, we'll have to, see what it's like on the 15th. But it's got PvP, it's action combat, it's free, and I don't really understand why I wouldn't give it a shot. It feels like a no-brainer to at least try it. I don't know about you guys. You guys can come along and try it. Again, I will be streaming all of these games over on Twitch. Another one that I'm going to be checking out recently, you might have seen Arrowli and Showbeck and stuff. Go and check it out, is Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 is the closest MMO in terms of the amount of PvP and rather the style of PvP that we chase. It's obviously a much older game, and it's dated in that sense that it won't compare to New World. You really can't compare these games. They're completely different. But at the same time, we need to find something, right? And Guild Wars 2 for the immediate future is the most realistic option. So I'll be checking this out on Twitch. I don't know if I plan to make YouTube content on this game. I definitely plan to make YouTube content on Where Winds Meet. But we'll have to see where that goes, how I feel about Guild Wars 2. Maybe I'll start to really enjoy it and build, and it'll be really fun, and you guys will come along, and I will be joining Arrowli's guild. That's another thing. So there's no Oceanic server, so I'll be joining a North American server, which I think is kind of fun, that I will get to play with, a lot of the NA guys that I didn't get to in New World, and in one way that brings us a little bit closer. I'll get to, play with Arrowli and all of you guys, especially if you're on North America, and I think that will be quite cool. In terms of other games, I definitely want to recheck into Once Human every now and again. I had a little look into it yesterday. They've had a pretty big content update recently, and I think Once Human is still a great game. It definitely isn't a PvP game as much as it used to be, so it's more of a PvE inclined game, but I still think it's a good game, so we'll definitely potentially see where that's at. And ultimately the end goal here, and rather if we really don't find ourselves enjoying Guild Wars 2 and rather Guild Wars 2 does hold us out, is Chrono Odyssey. You guys might know about Chrono Odyssey. The closest game New World has ever had. I still don't think it's New World, but it's the closest thing we've ever seen to a New World styled game that suits our playstyle, being action combat, aim based, and having a lot of the New World mechanics laid in it. And this release is fall of 26, so this is, you know, about a year away, which I think is our long-term goal. I think this is where we might even see a lot of people come back together and reunite, and I think that is the saddest part of this whole journey, is that while I think we will find a new home, and I hope you guys support me in the new games I try, is that a lot of people in the community will take different paths, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it does sadden me because that is one thing that I held just as high in regard as the game. I love the game, but I also most importantly love the community and everyone being together. And with that said, that is most likely gonna be you know, not as much of a thing going forward. As you know, people will try different things, creators will try different things, I'm sure. I think Trick's trying Arc Raiders, Arrowli's on Guild Wars 2, and I'm not sure what all the other guys are up to. I think Jay Oddity is checking out where wins meet, but it's going to be interesting. I'm sure we'll push through, and I'm sure it will reunite, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will stick around. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be sad seeing this game go and how much potential it had. It really does mean a lot to me, and you guys mean a lot to me as well. And you know, it's just one road closing, man. It's just one road closing. There are many more roads to go. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next one, and yeah, I'll be live on Twitch. Hopefully most days just trying games, man. All we can do is see what's out there and experiment. Guild Wars 2 is looking like a good option, and I will be checking that out, joining Arrowli's guild and seeing what's up. But yeah, see you guys later. Peace.